Let me just start.
Your mom is like aggressively like what's the phrase for this? It's not even like gold digging, it's like mining.
Thank you for tuning into Lurkers,
The only podcast
where a real-life couple
discusses the internet's top relationship problems.
every week.
We are your hosts,
Lily.
and Rafi.
It's time to get real.
All right.
Yes, thank you everybody for tuning in to this episode. We got a pretty good one in store for you. Definitely.
Very good one. This is very diverse, pretty light subject matter. No trigger warnings today. Very interesting topics, though, I would say. Not your usual at all. So our first topic is a girl out here dealing with a big old mess. And I'm gonna leave it at that.
And the second topic is a boy out here dealing with his parents trying to extort him. And I'll leave it at that.
Well put.
But yeah, it's a good episode, y'all. And thank you for tuning in once again. And we hope you enjoy. We recorded?
Yeah. I think so.
Right. Welcome back. The 7th episode of The Lurkers.
Lucky number 7.
Show me 7!
Can you believe it's been 7 weeks since we started this?
Yeah, it feels like more time than that, if that makes sense. Maybe it's just because I haven't seen you in so long. 7 episodes. Dang. We've been consistent.
That's a fact. Every Sunday at 9 a.m. Except that one Sunday when it was a little later than 9 a.m. because I scheduled it for the wrong time. But that's okay. Wait, y'all didn't know about that.
You didn't see anything, right?
Sorry, I'm just like I'm doing my yoga breaths right now because I just worked on a thesis essay about embroidery for 5 hours straight, and my brain is coming off of that.
That sounds absolutely invigorating.
Wait, I can't hear you.
Hello?
Hi.
Can you hear me?
Uh-huh.
We back.
What happened?
Little IT trick. I think my speakers just like disconnected. But a little IT trick for all y'all out there. This is actually the secret to IT. If you turn your device off and then turn it back on again, it will most likely fix itself because modern technology is pretty cool.
Oh, I also worked in IT for a brief period of time, and I honestly thought that we just said that to people to be annoying and irritating. And
no, it
you're
really
just supposed to assume the end user's a total simpleton. Anywho, thank you for coming back. If you've been with us for 7 weeks, damn, like you're kind of part of our relationship now.
Hey, bestie.
Yeah. So a weird level of polyamory where y'all aren't involved in any way, shape, or form other than listening. Like you're the voyeurs of our relationship. It's a little weird, I'm not gonna lie, but it's thoroughly appreciated.
I don't think it's weird. I think it's very sweet, and I'm very happy if anyone actually has been here all 7 episodes. Shouts out the day ones.
For real.
You smart, you loyal, you're grateful. I appreciate that.
For real. Should we just jump into the first topic of the day?
Yeah.
What's that for? For being an idiot.
Oh my gosh, that's almost 2 episodes in a row. We forgot to do the disclaimer.
Oh, no. All right, you want to do it this time?
Yeah. I'll try again. I had a little break last week. So this week, I will provide the disclaimer that this podcast is purely for entertainment purposes. Lily and I are not registered anything, really. We are not professionals in any way, shape, or form. And this advice is not serious advice. It is merely conjecture from your two favorite millennials who are in a relationship. And yeah, if you do need actual help and actual resources, slash actual advice from real professionals who have gone to school and worked hard to be able to give that advice, that we have some good resources in the show notes. And other than that, if you take this advice and you absolutely screw something up in your own life.
We're not saying that's going to happen. But in the off chance that it does,
then we're free from any blame. I don't want to see any lawsuits in the DMs. But yeah, so for real this time, let's Philly D and jump into it.
we need to come up with our own thing. We do have our own thing, and our own thing is let's get real.
This is
No more
true.
free press. It's week 7.
Yeah, the days of free press are behind us.
No.
Philly D.
Say my name. Say my name. Say it.
Otherwise, yo, let's get real. So, first topic of the day is
Hey,
we back in it.
we back. Some technical difficulties were had.
Yeah, that's
However.
twice this episode. But we back.
It's okay. We back.
We fall
Oh.
sometimes in life and we get back into it, you know? We get back up.
Yeah. Miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Michael Scott. Sorry, that was a reference to a previous episode. I'm still not sure if that quote is by Wayne Gretzky, Michael Jordan, or Michael Scott.
It's definitely Wayne Gretzky. I'm pretty sure it's Wayne Gretzky at this point. But like I was sure it was Wayne Gretzky, and now I'm significantly less sure than when you first asked. So
All right, yeah. So our first post, so it's a bit of a saga. So strap in your bootstraps and try to read this smoothly. It's posted by user throwra_ARWarHT007. And the headline reads, "How do I, 26 female, explain to my boyfriend, 29 male, that he's not exactly a catch?" My partner and I have been dating for 3 years. We live separately but close by each other. His apartment is significantly smaller than mine as I have roommates, but it's also so much grosser that even though we get privacy, I hate being there. We have many talks and tears about this, and things change for a few days, but then nothing. His reasoning is that he means to, but gets overwhelmed, and it's hard to start and then hard to keep up with. He can't explain it much either. He thinks he's lazy and beats himself up about it and gets depressed and then can't clean, and the cycle continues. He refuses my help because he thinks he should be able to do this on his own, but he can't. He literally can't. For the record, he has what I think to be undiagnosed ADHD and depression. He doesn't sweep up the cat litter, so that entire hallway is crunchy. I don't think he owns a mop. I only just got him into regularly taking out the garbage. He leaves his dishes crusted for days and weeks, depending on how often he uses them. When he does need to use something, it's only then that he'll clean it until the next time it needs to get used, which means no clean dishes ever. His apartment building is infested and run down to begin with, which isn't his fault, but how he keeps his apartment attracts them to his place more. Constantly has a fly swatter at the ready to kill things crawling across the coffee table. Won't get rid of anything ever, even though his complex has a giant garbage and recycling center. That old Amazon box from summer, you have to climb over it to get inside the apartment. His clothes stay on the ground except work clothes. He shakes them off and puts them on. Doesn't wash his sheets until it gets to the point where I refuse to get in with them. Then washes the sheet, but doesn't think he has to wash the pillowcases, blankets, etc. Both of his sinks are out of working order. That's just the main things. He presents a very good front-facing image, keeps himself clean, has a good job, etc., so the wool was pulled over my eyes for the first while. Now, I have no excuses. I know exactly how unclean his lifestyle environment really is, and it is such a turnoff. He knows that I refuse to move in or move further in our relationship until he gets this under control, because I refuse to take on the emotional and physical toll of cleaning up after him, or doing the thinking for him and having to tell him exactly what to do, how to do it, etc. I've been coming over less to the point of almost not at all, and he knows and it hurts him, so he tries, but there's been almost no significant changes. I watch work him versus home him, and I waffle back and forth on if he chooses to be this way or if he has mental health issues. It's starting to affect his work before COVID locked everything down as well, so now the divide is blurring. I'll spare you the quote, "He's so awesome, our relationship is great" spiel, because it's hard to justify how good everything is against how gross his apartment is. It's baffling. I've asked him to look around and name things to clean, and he just doesn't see the levels of it. Like, okay, gotta take out the garbage, but doesn't see that the liquid spill coming from the garbage needs to get wiped and disinfected. It's so confusing. How the fuck did I come to this?
Oof.
Oof.
I never want to hear an apartment described as crunchy.
Yuck, yuck.
Oh.
Yuck, yuck.
All right, first impressions, because I'm holding back a lot of thoughts, so I want to get your thoughts first before I start rattling.
My first impressions are, I've noticed just from being in college, this is a reoccurring theme. It's very easy to spot the young men who, especially at your age, actually he's 29. Take this back. I would say prior to the age of 24, 25, it's really easy to spot the men whose mothers cleaned up after them their entire life, and then the men who expect their girlfriend to just pick up where their mother left off. And there's nothing more enraging than that. It's one of the many lovely qualities about Rafi I'm very grateful for, is although maybe when we started dating, he was never gross. He was never gross like this. But I also don't know what the house looked like before I moved in, because we just cohabitated for 2 years before we started dating, lived in the same space. And I don't know what it was like before then, but when I lived with him, it was always pretty clean, and he helps me with the dishes. Things aren't gross.
All right. I feel like you're underselling my cleaning ability, especially for.
But you try. That's the point.
No. But even beyond that, I want it to be known that I clean. And yes, was there a period in time in which I didn't? Absolutely. But then I had a realization one day, sitting in the filth and smelling smells that I don't think any human should ever smell, of my freshman dorm room. And I was like, no, things need to be cleaned. And I think it took sophomore year for that to transition slightly. But once I got into junior year, I learned how to clean. And when things weren't clean, I refused to take responsibility because I did my part. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
And I think that's an important thing to note, is that until you've had a traumatizing experience living with someone who just doesn't freaking clean at all, it can be kind of hard to recognize that cleaning is a consistent thing, and that just little acts of cleaning prevent this situation. I'm sorry, I have a lot of thoughts on this, and I'm not an obsessive cleaner. I don't know, maybe Rafi will disagree with that, but I don't like when things are crusty,
or crunchy,
crusty, sticky. I don't like liquids coming out of things. No.
There's a lot of adjectives this person used that really get to. They strike a special chord with me, and it's
Hey y'all, it's your girl back at it again, and guess what I'm doing today?
I am complaining. Yeah.
I'm gonna be judgmental. I'm not holding back. I'm gonna be honest.
He's 29. Like, we
He's
can be
29.
a little judgmental.
He's 29. No. I'm gonna just let it out right now. He's 29. Mental health is not an excuse to be this disgusting.
Oh, you nasty.
Because that's all it is. Actually, excuse me. Mental health is just an excuse if you're this disgusting. Because at this point, it's genuinely absurd. Things should not be crunchy, Lily. Like, there's never crunchy. Do you understand what something has to get to be crunchy? That is and I'm not. I have lived in absolute filth, and things have been, and when things are crunchy and when things are
even
squishy.
Frat house floors are sticky. They're not even crunchy.
And sticky is one thing, but squishy and crunchy means that things have been built up, and that's unacceptable. And yes, I understand that as somebody who suffers with mental health themselves, sometimes it absolutely gets hard, and sometimes things don't get done and things get overlooked, no doubt. But maybe part of the reason his mental health is so terrible is because of how filthy it is.
Everything's very dirty.
And I hope I get canceled. I hope people are like, Rafi, you're inconsiderate and you're hateful, because I genuinely am so angry at this person. I don't know. It does a disservice to people with mental health because he's not trying. He's not trying, and he's convinced you that he is, but he's not. If things are crunchy, if things are squishy, if things are sitting in the sink for days at a time.
I mean, he doesn't even, his sinks don't even work.
How do your sinks not work? How do you operate where your sinks don't work? Sir.
Yeah.
Sir, if somehow your mental health is genuinely the cause of all of this, you need to be seeking serious psychiatric help. Serious professional help.
I mean, and the other thing too is I don't know how she's been dealing with this for 3 years and is just now posting about it. I don't know. Personally, I can relate. I had a friend in high school, and their house was the most disgusting. It wasn't the same as this situation because things weren't laying around everywhere. But they had 3 dogs, one of those giant fluffy dogs that looks like a bear. None of the dogs were potty trained. The dogs would literally shit in the house and pee everywhere, and it would just sit there on the floor. And that's nasty. That's nasty. And mental health, you can't be in those spaces. That's not good for your mental health. That's not good for his mental health. Also, not good for either of your physical healths. Could you imagine trying to get it on in this space and having to be freaking paranoid that you're getting lice or ringworm from the sheets? It's not okay. That's, yeah. And it's not your job to teach him how to clean. At this point, it sounds like he's just waiting for you to pick up the slack for him. And it's you have your own place to worry about and clean. He's an adult, and I personally think that the whole I don't know how to clean excuse is bull. It's not rocket science. Pick up a damn sponge, put some soap on it, wash the dishes, grab a vacuum, run it across the floor. There's a reason that women are so infuriated by house cleaning, and why it drove them to the point of hysteria for decades, because it's not that hard. It's not that complicated. She does not require that much brain power. Is it sticky? Does it smell? Are there fluids where there should not be fluids? Oh, maybe try wiping it up. Garbage, take it out. Not that hard. I'm sorry. I just excuses. My one of my favorite sayings about excuses, to go back to what Rafi was saying before. Excuses are Holes. Everyone's got one.
I feel you. I like it's one thing for things to like enter a state of that. But the fact that it seems to be a consistent thing, and she said that she had like the veil pulled over her eyes for the first couple of years because she like he's apparently clean and stuff, or like dresses clean and appears clean, but like no, and no, and just for good measure, absolutely not.
This is sick. This is sick.
In terms of like advice for this situation, this relationship should only continue if he seeks serious psychiatric help. If that's genuinely the reason that this disgusting behavior is happening, because it's disgusting. Like that's not judgmental, that's just factual. It is disgusting. And if he does not see it as that, then yeah, he absolutely needs psychiatric help. And that's not a bad thing. Like if that's genuinely what he needs, then and like you see it affecting other aspects, like you briefly mentioned it's starting to affect his work, then word. Yeah, he definitely should. And it seems like that would be something that would be helpful for him. But if he refuses that, and or if he is like, oh yeah, I went one time and it was stupid, like I don't really think I need it, like kick him to the curb. He's a waste man, bruv. A pure on waste man, innit? I've been watching a lot of I watched like a Slow Tie interview, so I've been listening to a lot of like British slang. I'm sorry.
You're not ashamed of yourself. Are you not embarrassed? This is really embarrassing.
But yeah, man's being a waste man, and if he doesn't want to do anything about it, which at this point either needs to be pick his slack up, because excuses are the tools of the incompetent used to build mountains of nothingness, and those who persist in using them shall seldom amount to anything. That's my excuse quote. Otherwise, he should use this as the wake-up call that, yeah, he needs to go to therapy, to something, to counseling, to whatever, to step his game up, because this is unacceptable.
Yeah, and it's not OP's job to freaking need to mommy him and make him a goddamn chore chart. Like, that's something you do with like a 3-year-old or a 5-year-old. Like, you should not be making a chore chart for a 29-year-old man. Like, come on, like, just do better. Like,
if he was 21, that's a different thing. If he was like if he was like 19,
yeah,
I get it. I've been there. But like, yo, at some point you have to grow the hell up.
Yeah.
Go outside.
You need to take your ass outside with that.
Go outside and cleanse yourself.
Alright, you wanna look at some of these comments?
Yeah, what's the comment saying?
Okay. Top comment is from Che Bridgman, and he says, he's got issues and needs to go see a doctor and therapist. This is such obvious mental health stuff, and it can be helped if he wants to get help. I can appreciate that you've given it a good shot, but I think that if I were in your shoes, I'd tell him one last time he needs to get help and make some changes or you're out. Or just tell him you'd like a 3 to 6 month break to give him time to focus on his health, and then you can revisit. You can't fix this. It is not your issue to fix. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I personally don't know if I can agree with putting this on mental health stuff, but maybe it's because I'm a fogey in my age, but like, this is just so far beyond acceptable. I don't know. I might just be a fogey, but that's the hot take of the day from Rafi. Insert fun sound here.
And if you think it's a hot take, maybe you need to see a therapist too. That's my hot take.
FT. Insert fun sound here. Yeah. Oh, OP also responded to this saying, I appreciate your answer and possible solutions. This past week, he has had his first ever counseling session, and there is a lot he has to go through, he says, the therapist said. So he's going to go back regularly once he's back to work.
Nice.
Word. Yeah. That is very good. I'm very happy he's seeking counseling. If this really is a mental health issue for him, that is the right step. Word. Yes. Even still, though, the floor should never be crunchy.
Oh, I'm gonna have something to say on this one. Co-homology is fun. Gave a reply with some other ideas. saying, if you ever want to live with this guy, one of the following is likely to happen. 1, you're going to live in a pigsty. 2, your home will be clean, but you do all the housework. 3, your home will be clean and you share responsibility for the housework, but you will be in charge of keeping track of all the housework and nagging him to do his share. 4, your home will be clean because you hire someone to clean it for you. Scenario 3 might not be possible or be so unpleasant, and you give up and fall into 1 or 2. Scenario 4 is only an option if you have enough money. And let me just say...
Go off, sis.
Yeah. Let's talk about option 4. Your home will be clean because you hire someone to clean it for you. The job of a cleaning person, I'm just saying this from personal experience and familial experience. My first job was being a cleaning person. Someone very, very close to me in my life is a cleaning person full time. It is not your cleaning person's job to clean up after your disgusting wasteland. The job of a cleaning person is to come in, fine-tune, vacuum, make things sparkle.
Sparkle, baby. I definitely want to see my baby sparkle. Sparkle, baby.
The job of the cleaning person is to make things sparkle and to make things smell nice. Their job is not to scrape all of your crusty stuff and all of your grossness. That is a human being. That is another human being that you are asking to be subjected to your boyfriend's nastiness. No, that is not their job. That is not an option. How many hours do you think it would take a cleaning person to thoroughly get through that apartment? Way more than you're probably paying them for. That is not their job. And don't take advantage of service workers like that ever. It's terrible, it's messed up, and shame on you if you do that.
Facts. That gets a flex bomb for sure. No more needs to be said. No more needs to be said. OP responded to that comment though, saying, "Yes, thank you for being so clear with your thoughts. I've also seen those options, which is why I refuse to move in until he addresses the problem, which I'm seriously starting to believe is a significant mental health issue. Thanks." Interesting. U/Pretzel says, "Not sure if it's a mental health deal or not. My husband's mom was just gross. It's all he knew. He has ADHD, but sometimes I think people just don't care because it's all they ever knew. Then people like us come along, and they just cannot comprehend that we don't want to live like that, which is just bizarre. But I think it's people's upbringing on what they know is normal sometimes, which is sad, but it happens." Yeah.
Yeah. But that sounds like a therapy problem.
Ding, 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 ding. A lot of snapping this time. Where I am on your page. I am on your wavelength right now, Lily. I think.
I might take you off my wavelength. I just need to read this comment just because I know the terminology is gonna trigger Rafi, and I want his response. So it's the reply to the comment that it is. So originally XVS0 simply put, "If he's not a catch, it's time to release him." And then Fiona the Fierce responded, "Yep, 29 is old enough. He should be housebroken and no longer feral."
All right, let us not.
Y'all have been dating for 3 years. He best be housebroken by now.
All right. Let us not dehumanize the man.
I wouldn't let a goldfish sit in a bowl in those conditions. Could you imagine this man trying to take care of a goldfish? I don't think he could.
Ugh, your insides sicken me. I'll be in mein Krapper. I'm always in mein Krapper.
Yeah, no, I don't think you should use the words housebroken and feral, because it's definitely slightly dehumanizing, which is never a good thing to do. But I agree with that. Yup, 29 is old enough. That could be the end of the comment.
I thought we weren't tearing people down using.
Yeah, no. You're right. I'll leave it. Yeah, 2-2's not in it.
2-2's not leave it.
Do you wanna swing into the update?
Yeah. Let's jump into the update.
Okay. Edit. I've had a few responses which have still helped me to understand why I posted all this in the first place. I am no longer on the fence if my partner has mental health issues. He does. Saying that he has had a counseling session in the last week and hopes to continue with it when he's back at work soon and to see a regular doctor as well. A surprise. I told him about this post and he admitted his new therapist agreed with me. He was afraid to tell me that his therapist also thinks he has mental health issues but can't confirm until more sessions are done. We are still together but have agreed to take a break until he's regularly in therapy and significant changes have been made, including moving, and I won't be coming over anymore. In the meantime, we have a working list of cleaning tasks he needs to accomplish as well. Thank you, everyone. And then there's a final update from OP, and she says, I sincerely appreciate the bevy of responses and the fact that so many of you resonate strongly with my partner. For those who are pissy at me, I'm sorry that my train of thought wasn't as clear to you as to some. Yes, I started with saying he wasn't a, quote, catch, so to speak, out of frustration and resentment and straight up confusion because his actions didn't mirror my boyfriend. It was like dating two separate people, one who had his life together and one who couldn't manage basic tasks. I couldn't get through to him that his gross habits reflected negatively on him, or so I thought. By the end of my first edit, I realized he has genuine problems. We are addressing them, slowly, together. I'm going to stop responding to all posts, but I will post an update in a few months. Wish us well. Thanks, community.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's a good thing that he's seeking. That if this is really a result of his mental health, and his mental health is that bad, he genuinely needs to be in therapy, and it's a great thing that that is what he is doing. Oh, my phone's dying. You're gonna have to give me 2 seconds. And we back in it. Once again, some technical difficulties. What's new? With this episode, at least. But yeah, so final advice on this topic: stick to your guns. If he goes to therapy for a few weeks and then quits and nothing changes, it's not worth it. Your mental health is at risk at this point. It's clear you wouldn't have made this post otherwise. And if he does change and it really was a mental health issue, great on him for taking action and doing what was best for him. That is something that he should genuinely be proud of, and if you support him through that process, you are an awesome human being. It's my final advice, final take. Anything else to add?
No, I think you phrased that pretty well.
All right. So, no user submitted comment this week because y'all don't love us or something. I don't know. I'm a little hurt still. We got a bunch of voyeurs, but nobody wants to talk about it.
They're lurking. It's literally the Lurkers podcast. Like, I don't think we can be too upset that people are just out here lurking.
That's fair. That's fair. They're being lurking Larrys. This is... All right.
I'll allow it.
Yeah. So, topic number 2. Should we just get real with it?
Yeah, let's get real with it.
I like that better, honestly. I feel like that's kind of what motivated me, to be honest, last time, because I feel like sometimes I hold back. But, like, the hot take was a brewing from deep within, and I had to let it be known.
Anyway, I started blasting. Bah, bah.
So, for the second topic of the day, we have a post from u/throwra 72762525. And they say, my 22 male parents, 45 male, and 46 male could ruin me if I don't pay them. I grew up in a household where I got constantly yelled at for every little mistake I did and did not have the same privileges as others. When I turned 18, they immediately kicked me out without warning. They didn't give me any money or possessions to keep other than what I wore. I went to a local shelter, and thankfully, they were the kind of people who took me in while I found a job and apartment. 5 years later, I now have a high salary when my mother suddenly called and said she wanted to visit me. I really didn't want to have anything further to do with them, but I thought maybe she would just apologize. She arrived and explained that I would need to repay them the $2 million for the living expenses and other costs of living. She said I would pay them about $10,000 a month as a repayment plan. Then she further revealed she would tell everyone that I sexually harassed her if I don't do what she said. I'm at a loss for what to do. What the hell? What? I did not expect that to be where this went. Well,
Your
me just start.
mom is like aggressively like what's the phrase for this? It's not even like gold digging, it's like mining her son.
Yeah, it's blackmail.
Yeah.
First and foremost, she has committed a crime, and second, like, what?
Where did this figure come from? Like,
Yeah,
he was
like,
18. It's not like she put him through college, and still, like, I'm pretty sure the statistic for raising a child to 18, and that's with like extreme privileges, is $1 million last I checked, and that's including the cost of college. And also, like, what?
Also, like, what?
What?
Yeah, like, honey, your child did not ask to be birthed. You did that through your own actions. And then by a result of you being a human, you have to pay for it. Yeah, once again, my phone died. But the technical problems, they've been 100% on my end, and I do tech for a living right now. So it's, the ego's hurt.
Hey,
That's all I'll
Mercury's in
say.
retrograde. Mercury's in retrograde. It's fine.
Oh, of
That
course,
happens.
of course. Word. So,
So,
getting back to it.
what in the hell?
Again, yeah, I think we can repeat that like 100 times. I'm gonna use probably like 6 or 7 different what the hell clips.
Lies, and more lies, and lies on top of lies.
What I was saying was, like, you brought this person to this earth. Therefore, you are responsible for this person. That's how laws, at least in the United States, work. Is for the first 18 years of this person's life, you are responsible for them because you brought them to this earth. That is the logic behind the laws.
That was
And,
a
like,
choice.
that was a choice that you made, and now you're asking for $2 million in repayment. You are petty. And also to threaten that threaten that you're gonna say that your child sexually harassed you. You're not only petty, you're genuinely unwell and a danger to society.
Yeah,
Like,
I was gonna say, like, this post makes me feel bad about saying the last person needed help. Because
for real.
this woman really needs help.
So let's jump into these comments because I what are other people saying?
I'm
about
at a loss, honestly.
You / Mokeka de Perigo says, here's what you do. Get all of this in writing or record it. Then go to the police and report her for extortion. And the OP responded, my security camera did record everything, but I think it's illegal to release recordings without consent. And then the person responded, you aren't releasing it, you're giving it to the police and your lawyer as evidence. You need to speak to a lawyer ASAP. Yeah. 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 It's probably a good idea, just to be safe.
Yeah, and then they just kind of go back and forth about the legal specifics. And then someone offered, Solomon X Gumball said, if you need the audio enhanced, PM me, audio engineer. Rafi, where are you at?
Yeah, I gotta get in this comment section and be like, nah, I'm a better audio engineer.
Start beef with them.
Yeah.
Joseph 9877 put it very simply. Go to cops and see what they say. Pretty sure CCTV of a murder without consent still gets released.
True.
Yeah, pretty much everyone, like, this is all just legal advice, people saying, I'd get a real lawyer, get a lawyer. Green Squishy says, LOL, stop being a doormat. You're completely wrong. Your parents are completely they are doing something completely illegal. Oh yeah, this is to go back to Rafi's point before. Count Zero Inc. says, definitely press charges. It's sad yet laughable that she is the one who made the decision to bring a child into the world, emotionally abuse them, and actually thinks that demanding restitution for being a shitty parent is actually a thing. When you have a kid, it's your job to keep them alive and a privilege to raise them to adulthood. The only return a parent can hope for is love, and if they do a shitty job, they are not entitled to even that.
Mm-hmm. Tell them. I'm looking at the controversial, and everybody's just saying the same thing, but in a very rude way.
Let's give it to us.
U/10.10 says, real simple. Tell them to shove the 10K per month blackmail demand sideways up where the sun don't shine, then go have a happy life. U/Kitty Snipe 63 says, tell her to off, and if she actually does it, then sue her. She'll have to show some proof. Yeah.
FGK 55555 says, you need legal advice, not relationship advice. That's a fact.
For real though.
That's a fact. I mean, also the other thread of comments is people wondering how much bank this man makes. Waldo Jeffers 65 says, especially given they were kicked out of their house at 18 and had to live in a homeless shelter. They mentioned getting a job but not going to college. What kind of job can an 18-year-old with at best a high school diploma get that will let him advance to the point where he can afford his own place and pay $10K a month in less than 5 years?
Let it be known that to do IT, you don't need a college degree. And also let it be known, IT pays very well.
Life hacks!
Wait. There's a whole thread of people right now saying that this is a fake post. Because they can't believe it. Someone replied to Waldo Jeffers saying, none, this post is fake. When you read it again, that's not even the most unlikely nonsense. His own mom falsely accusing him of sexual harassment to blackmail him. Whoever wrote this is a moron. I think that's a stretch because, I don't know, people have done crazy. People are wild. But Bonch and Clyde says it is possible but very far-fetched. He could make that much at an age if he's a famous actor, musician, athlete, or genius-level industry tilting phenom like Bill Gates or Mark Zuckerberg. But these people are one in a million, so kind of likely it's fake. I don't know though, because like with the internet, like entrepreneurial, also the stock market right now.
Also,
like he just had to buy like 1 Bitcoin.
For real though, back in 2010.
Yeah.
But like no, on the real, it doesn't sound like he's saying he can afford 10K per month. It's acting like she is asking and demanding for 10K per month. Yeah, nowhere does he indicate that is something he can do.
Yeah.
And also, maybe it's just because I've been watching too much All Gas No Breaks, but like, I definitely think there are people in this world who are unwell enough to require something like that, or to demand something like this.
Oh yeah. Definitely, and especially like even if he like by chance like did like make some sort of investments, do whatever, and like is doing really well for himself, I think that's extremely likely that his mother would all of a sudden come back into the picture and be like, give me all this money now. Like that's terrible. Someone, Unshaven Helga, says, are your mom and dad the parents from Parasite, perhaps?
Yeah, it's good. That's good. So yeah, no, I definitely believe that this happened.
Yeah, and like I don't think that your parents could ruin you. You know what I mean? Like you, especially since OP did say they have home security set up and like they have a recording of this event, an audio recording of it. Like you're pretty safe. And I think that like any human being, I don't even like want to use the term rational because I feel like it doesn't even take a fully rational person to understand what this is. And I think you're fine. And I'm also happy that this post got Hugs Awards because I am also extending hugs to OP right now. And yeah.
Yeah. OP, you've provided one of the most simple cases, I think, or simple posts that we've had to deal with thus far. Definitely go to the police, get a lawyer to cover your butt, or just tell her no and keep the evidence just in case. But yeah, this is genuine extortion, absolutely against the law. Extortion, blackmail, I don't really know the legal difference, but it's one of those. And it's not your fault. You shouldn't feel bad. And they can't ruin you because not only do you have evidence, but that what could they possibly, like, there would need to be proof. It's a whole thing. And, like, yeah, this is actual insanity.
Yeah.
Like,
I feel like it's pretty cut and dry. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. My final take is lawyer up. Don't feel guilt. You're not a paycheck to your mother. Like, I'm sorry. Here's a hug.
Same. If you need a bro hug, I got you, my guy.
But congrats on making it out of your house and, like, making it out of the shelter and, like, you're doing well for yourself. Like, yes.
For real. In 4 years, the glow up, yo. I see you. I see
Hell
you.
yeah.
Court dismissed! Bring in the dancing lobsters!
Wow, this episode. Mental health is important, y'all. Take care of yourselves. I think that's what I've learned. Like, at least, like, wow. Never let it get this bad. If y'all need help, we have resources in the description, and there's plenty more resources available online. And if you have the financial means, go see a professional on your own insurance or on your own accord. Like, yeah.
And even if you don't, 7 Cups of Tea is an amazing free resource that's also in our show notes. And yeah, I've personally used 7 Cups of Tea in the past, and it's incredible. Like, it's really great. And it's free.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah.
Yeah, no, for real, y'all. You got to take care of yourselves out here. Things are crazy right now, but just in general, this world is an absolutely messed up place and backwards place, but there's so much beauty in it.
I'm sorry, I don't know if the mic's going to pick this up, but someone just started blasting classical music.
Oh.
It's week 6 on my college campus. People are, like, not doing well with midterms. I'm in the art building. Art kids handle trauma in interesting ways, I guess.
Y'all, again, take care of yourselves. That's all I'm saying. I was gonna go on about how the
Listen
world
to
is
some
messed
classical
up.
music, I guess.
Yeah, but, like, do what you need to do. It's a struggle out here, and have a laugh when you can. But if you're not doing well, reach out to someone, talk to someone, and, like, yo, if you're listening to this, you're probably one of the homies. And no, if you ever need a chat, I'm always here.
Call me, beep me if you wanna reach me.
Alright, so over this classical music in the background, subscribe to our channel if you have not already.
Yeah.
We appreciate every subscriber we get. And give us a follow on Instagram at the Lurkers Podcast. I make fun little Instagram posts that preview our episodes each week. Posting on Thursday and then on Sunday to remind you of our new episodes that come out at 9 a.m. every week. Let us know your thoughts, suggestions. Send us questions of your own, please. We love doing the user-submitted questions of the week. Or if you would like to submit anonymously, the link to that is in the show notes. Yeah.
Yeah, and other than that, I think it's time to sign off. Have a great week, you Lurkin' Larrys. See you next Sunday.